Sure.
Yeah, but we did go through our church. They had a multi-month process of being lay counselors. So we're not social worker type psychologists, therapist counselors in a traditional speaking, but we're church Christian counselors based on the Bible and what the Bible teaches. We went through a lot of stuff when it came to there. And so during the pandemic, like Renee mentioned, we originally, because this is the pioneer, the entrepreneur, the one that's always doing things, she's always owned her own businesses and things. I said, you know what? It would be pretty good if you did a podcast, because I've listened to podcasts all the time, even before we started doing the relationship thing. And I said, so I got smart and I'm techie, and I like the gear and all that kind of stuff. I said, you should do a podcast. So she's like, okay, okay. But she didn't finish that statement. I didn't know it was we gonna do a podcast. It was you should do a podcast. I'll set the equipment up for you. I'll get your lights. I'll get your mics. I get all that stuff. And the Lord spoke to her and said, we should do it, as a couple. And I was like, I didn't hear that. but I also had a desire, and I always have had a love for the couples, marriage, because even when I was a kid, I always wanted to be married, even as a little boy. I remember that. I didn't know what a wife was, and I didn't know everything she did, but I just knew I wanted one, but the funny thing is Renee didn't want to get married at all.
No, I didn't.
You want to comment on that, babe?
No. I guess because for me, now that I understand myself a lot better, I understand why I probably had those kind of goals, and that was not my mindset.